Hello again. I'm Andrew Smith from the Open University Cisco ASC, and what we're going to be exploring in this session is how to create an instructor-led course on the Skills for All, which will be converged into NetAcad platform. So I'm assuming you're logged into Skills for All. I'm assuming also that you've already created a self-paced course, and I'm encouraging you to play around, explore, and develop that before doing this session. However, here we are. So as you can see from my screen, I am logged into Skills for All. I'm in the My Classes section, which is easy to find because as long as you switch role, it will flick you to this session. I'm here as my pseudo instructor, Mortimer Lake. And we're going to create a instructor-led course now. The only courses that you cannot create is instructor-led, and I cannot remember the entire list, but they are the really basic, formative, getting to know packet tracer type courses. Nothing wrong with that. It just needs the same level of interaction at this present time. So I'm going to create a course. I'm just going to create a class in NetAcad terminology. Just wait for it, and then I'm going to click on instructor-led this time. And I'm going to create a slightly different one. I'm actually going to create the networking basics course down here, okay? In another video, I will explore how you can tell the difference between all the courses that are available. So I'm just going to click on that and click on next. Default language, a little bit more choice of languages for this one because this has been around for a little bit longer. But again, I'm going to do the typical thing of picking English. And then I am going to do a start date today. And I'm going to do a long end date, which of course you can edit at any time in the future. And I'm going to make this an open invitation as well. So basically anybody with the link can enroll, or I could add the students. Okay, so click on next, networking basics at Convergence. No, do you notice the editing's almost exactly the same at this stage? I can edit the image, I can edit the content, I can edit everything just like a self-paced course. In fact, the process of creating an instructor-led and self-paced course is almost exactly the same. So I'm just picking out a logo for the sake of picking out a logo here. So I'm just going to pull that whole logo in. So I just bit fingers and thumbs with my mouse here, click on select, and then I'm going to just write something here, and I am going to write something here. You see it quite clearly notes it's instructor-led version so that the students are aware it's marketing content. However, you can write a lot of guidance in this section, and it's very editable, and you can link out to all sorts of other resources if that's what you want to do. I can add other colleagues. I'm just going to add a lovely person I know called Andrew Smith. And you can see again, WebEx is available, and I am going to switch that off. You can have WebEx chat groups, but some organisations, I'm aware, you can't use this. You've got your own organisational safeguarding policies. You might have your own platform or your own controls. I totally get that. A lot of things provided by NetAcad is your choice. You choose what it is you're going to do with their platform. They provide it to you as is with a degree of flexibility. So I'm not using WebEx. Here it is. Here you go. Here's the course. I'm going to click on publish and publish away. Again, the process is quite straightforward. If I invite learners, exactly the same thing. I've got the bulk invite up to 20,000. It should work. It will queue for a large number of students. If you've got 50 to 100, it should be quite quick. Or you can give them the self-enroll link. And I'm just going to open up another tab here just to prove the point. Paste that in, and we will wait for it. And almost, voila, there it is. And you can see the minor edits that I have made in the process. and the ability for the student to self-enroll to get started, so that she or he will be part of the course. So at setup, the instructor-led and the self-paced courses are exactly the same, apart from just some little bits of information. But you will see here, just where I'm highlighting to the bottom right, it's telling the student this is instructor-led. But if you just see here, the one I did in the previous video, it is telling the student that this is self-paced. But the self-paced is your definition. You can still teach. Instructor-led is your definition as well. You can still do remote learning. It is about how the learning journey has been designed by Cisco with a preference for self-paced or with a preference for instructor-led. But instructor-led, and I'm speaking as an expert from the Open University, and we are a distance learning organisation, you could have self-paced in a class and instructor-led remotely. If that's what you want to do as the educational expert, you decide. There is no definition from Cisco how you deliver. It's how you choose to deliver. And please, please, please don't let anybody tell you any different. So I'm just going to minimize this now and go back here, because we now know how to add lots of students. But what's quite interesting now in my class list, I can see the types as well. So I can see the self-paced type, and I can see the instructor-led type. Exactly the same list of resources. I can edit this course. I can manage the learners in my course, add or remove. I can pause enrollment. I can close the course down as well at any time, or I can just go and re-invite the learners at any time. But if I now go into the networking basics at Convergence, you see we've got a longer menu of options up here to the top right. So on the camera, I'm pointing at it, and you're seeing my mouse move over it as well, and the little alt text boxes appearing. But I can now add other resources. I could go between here and just write, I could create my own assignments. They're soon going to become importable and exportable. I can create my own posts and content. So I could just write a simple post, hello, I am guiding you as a in-class and remote educator, or both would. You know what to communicate to your students. You don't need to tell you. You could be putting links to other resources or just messages saying do your homework now or else. But I'm just able now to alter the learning flow. And if you've put that in the wrong place, that really isn't any bother. You can also create what's called a folder. So I can create this folder and put some stuff in it, and then this will go into the learning flow as well. So if I actually go to the very bottom, or is it the bottom or the top? Where has stuff gone? Do you know when something disappears? I wonder if I didn't save it. Bear with me a second, because I'm going to create it again. Create a new folder, call it stuff, and then click on save. Don't you love the way sometimes technology conspires against you? So I'm just going to gently scroll down and see where I can see stuff. You get activated exams. So it hasn't appeared, which is quite frustrating actually. So I'm just going to collapse that and collapse that. So what should have happened is that a new folder would have appeared here, where then I can add more content and actually create a content creatable area. Because I'm busy recording at the moment, I am not going to stop this, but I am going to talk to my colleagues at NetAcad and find out why the folder didn't appear in this learning flow. Obviously, you still have the content here, and you can also create extensions, additions to the content as well. So it's not only can you create folders and additional resources, you can now link your own content with in. There you go, look, this is getting quite exciting now. So you can now actually create a sort of container where you can actually put additional content. Again, this can link to something else out there. Continue, and then obviously it's very basic, but then I've created that extension, and I can actually put that extension, there you go, my stuff, and eventually what Cisco are going to do is allow us to actually embed that into the flow as well. So there's still a couple of functionality challenges, but you can create folders, you can create content, you can create extensions, and you will be able to import and export it into the platform. It's got the gradebook, just like before, but here you actually do have to go into the class settings and manage the gradebook. It's all switched off by default, just like traditional NetAcad. You have to switch the exams on, but if you have late enrolling students, they should be able to come in to the course and come in to the activated exams as well. So if you just want to activate some chapters, some modules, sorry, that's fine. If you want to activate them all, that is also fine. On the self-paced, it's all switched on by default, and you have limited control switching it off and on. But what is also quite useful here is you've also got the ability to communicate with your students and send an announcement out to the students as well, and attach files to the announcement. So now that the students will see this, little sort of broadcast appear as well. And that way then you can leave messages for your students, give them guidance, give them way markers, and actually communicate in course. And obviously you just got to educate them that the course communication functionality is there. So sorry that the folder feature here chose not to work as I would like it to work, and I am scanning down to see if stuff has appeared, and it hasn't. It should be a folder like this, but you can, in the flow, add all sorts of content and add your own flow as well. And then eventually, in a couple of months' time from when I've recorded this video, so we're talking about May 2024, I believe from Cisco there'll be import and export, where you can start creating the golden course and then pulling that content into other courses, or then creating courses that cascade onto courses that cascade onto courses, and so on, which is a lot of what we do at the Open University as well. The content is the same, the assessment is the same, the learner management on an instructor-led course is slightly different. So thank you for listening. I am Andrew Smith at the Open University Cisco ASC, and I hope you found this useful, albeit apart from one technical error, which, welcome to a new system. I'm sure that will be ironed out shortly. Thank you all very much.